the GoDaddy post-match breakdown.
Rain, go away as he rains on the Ninja's parade. Inferno looks a whole lot better from not only Rain, but the whole of FaZe Clan. Yanko, Chad, this is what we were expecting to see from him.
Insane influence from Rain on this match. I know we need to put this in context, right? The fact of the matter is they have an 11-4 first half, but they couldn't have done it without Rain having impact in 3 huge rounds. The pistol round, he grabs 3 kills. Move to the first gun round, 3 kills. You know, that's 5 rounds in the bag already. We go further down the track, you know, he grabs them another 3 kills in a gun round, which puts NiP's money almost in the bin, and from there they're able to break them and push through for that 11-4 half. It was insane.
It was savage.
Yeah, I think rained on them is a nice way to put it from you, Alex. You're always a gentleman. But, you know, I think just the fact that Kerrigan had 3 kills in that game and they still had such a dominant win tells you how much he wasn't needed at all. Like, Rain was doing brunt of the work, but also everyone stepped up. We had the Guardian sick clutch in the 1v2. We had Nico with Rain, a couple of 2vx situations. And it's just so impressive how many clutch situations where FaZe is at a disadvantage, right? A 2v3 or a 2v4 or a 1v2 or even, you know, a 3v3 but with a positional disadvantage or a health disadvantage. How many of those rounds they win? It's so frustrating to play against. Kerrigan
has 12 frags this series. And FaZe look like that. You know, this is
nice.
Just, it's a luxury for an in-game leader like this.
It's called an in-game leader's dream, I believe.
Right. Okay, that's as someone that's in-game leaded in the past, we wouldn't be upset if you could just focus on the lead.
If I could get 0 kills and we're winning a game like that, it doesn't matter.
Just keep making the calls.
As long as I'm not the one dying first and everyone else is getting the job done, you know, I'm happy with that.
Absolutely. Jobs are being done. I want to investigate that as well. Why FaZe can, of course. I mean, we knew they were going to look unstable on Cobblestone, but this was their domain, Yanko. And what were the kind of indicators that they were comfortable, that they were rehearsed, and that they were ready?
I think you could just tell that in some of those situations, whether it's early on, even if they have a man disadvantage, they still have a pretty good idea of what needs to be done. They have a good read on the game. They can realize, you know, what kind of a setup their opponents are running and make the necessary adjustments.
Now, I know you have a replay for us, and that's featuring something you were talking about just then.
Sure, this is actually very important. It's the first gun round, right? And NiP has an early advantage from the double nade kill in Banana, but they make a mistake of, at this point in time, it's like, all right, they have a fairly okay setup. You know, Draken is holding towards long, Exist and Forest are here. They can set up crossfires, and this is fine. A bit more passive towards B as well, but now we can play it out a little bit so you guys can see what happens. So this is where Draken decides to change his position to go to Library. This is a bit more passive, but still fine. Doesn't change that much in terms of what their setup is. We can pause it here again. You can see the smoke that they threw here actually forces him to rotate back to connector because he doesn't have a clear line of sight. So the problem, what's going to happen is after Draken moves away again from connector, that makes it much more uncomfortable for Forest in pit especially and Exist inside, because then they need to watch about long as well. So now you can play it again. Another mistake that Draken did here was he still has a smoke. He could have used that smoke on a number of different things, maybe in apps, maybe towards A long himself, and he misses the shot, I think, of Kerrigan. Kerrigan pushes through the smoke, and also the guys coming up from quad, because that makes Forest and, you know, Exist. It's not something, you're still holding your own angle, but you have it at the back of your head. Your guy maybe said they might pass through long.
Right.
And that just gives you maybe a second of hesitation. That's when the FaZe guys explode. They hit great timing, and the round completely falls apart for NiP.
It's the power of utility. I mean, we're going to be talking about that a whole lot. We've seen Molotovs win rounds before, but this is just an example, Chad, that, you know, the placing a smoke at what seems a relatively inane time and no frags and necessarily come directly off it can win a round.
And that's also where you question maybe where's Draken's confidence at the moment, because in a situation like that you need to be a bit more aggressive just to get map information, right? It's not enough that you're in a 5v4. You can see what happens when you play super passive. You just give away too many angles of attack, and then it doesn't matter that you have a man advantage. You're the ones getting singled out.
Rez had another good game, you know, just to make note. He's still showing up here in the finals. You know, for a young player like that to be playing on the stage against a team like FaZe and still getting the frags, still finding those entries, playing with such confidence, that's a positive thing to definitely look at. Something else with the guys from FaZe, though, is their CT side, you know, it felt like a matter of time until they were going to close out. 11-4 half, it seems pretty easy from there. But once again, they had that pistol buy. And that bailed them out of a tight scenario where they could have seen themselves in a bit of an issue. But the pistols just show up again.
We're just going to have to call it pulling a FaZe when you just panic and pull out the deagles. I don't think there's actually panic present there. And you asked where's Draken's head at, where's his confidence at, and some of that is absent. Well, fortunately, NiP do have a sports psychologist with them. It's a new addition to the team. And our social media guys actually had an opportunity to speak to him. So why don't we go ahead and hear his thoughts on how the Ninjas are doing with their development.
So NiP, of course, have you jump on board with the team. They've been performing phenomenally well. What would you equate this to?
We've changed a lot of our routines. We've added in more boot camps. We've worked on routines with preparation. We've started to do more physical activity. We've changed some of the food routines. And we worked really, really hard since we've been over here as well on keeping those routines and really doing the preparation before every game. So I think that's been crucial and really, really helpful for us.
It's going to be interesting to see. He's got his work cut out for him now.
That's good advice for life, Alex. Routine.
Routine.
It's very important.
It is the spice of life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we do have ourselves another map. It's a best-of-5 final. No victor coming out of this next one, but a huge step in the right direction. And the big question will be, what can the Ninjas do now? It is actually trained this time. I can say that with confidence. We're going into a map that both teams should be able to put up a fighting chance on, but we have seen examples in this tournament alone, Yanko, where FaZe just knocked teams out.
Exactly, and they had amazing CT sides, which is, where their individual skill can really flourish. And I would give them the upper hand on this map in particular. I think NiP's chances this final lie on the last two maps, Overpass and Cache. So the thing is, with them starting on the T side, they do get to dictate the pace of the game a little bit early. So that preparation that they put in, if they get off to that good start, you can't make those slight mistakes in positioning, because FaZe is definitely going to capitalize on that.
Something in their favor is the fact that they did that to SK on Overpass, right? They were able to make SK really uncomfortable and exploit those tendencies, and their game plan was amazing. They had a really good style on the CT side, being aggressive and doing these random moves, as Get Right would calling them, pushing when you probably wouldn't, not playing with your teammates, but it paid off. And then their T side as well, it really just disrupted the way SK liked to play.
And also Draken, I think he just had 6 kills, I believe, on that Inferno game. He cannot disappear for NiP if they're going to have a chance in the series, especially on a map like Train, op-heavy map, right? We saw Raz actually do more work in that game as a secondary opper towards that B bomb site. So I hope Draken in between these maps can find a way to get his head back into the game and have some impact for NiP.
Perhaps just a couple of moments with the psychologist, a quick discussion. I mean, this is not too dissimilar to the same kind of skedoodle discussion we had with Cloud9.
Yeah,
he had an awful performance on Cobblestone, went outside, took 2 minutes, came back, carried his team through Train.
Must be nice.
It's a possibility. You never know. Whatever magic's happening, there is such a thing as NiP magic. Maybe this psychologist can enhance how often we see that.
We're still early in this series, right? It's
yes.
best of 5. So we're only up to map number 3 right now. I think this one here is more important for NiP than, say, the Overpass or the Cache game, because I think if they want it to go the distance, they need to take this one, because I can just see FaZe turning it on Overpass and doing what they do best, which is just popping heads.
Yeah. And what do we have to look forward to then as viewers as we prepare ourselves for FaZe CT side Train? I mean, where are we going to see the classic outrageous Counter-Strike? Is it going to be on Yard? Are we going to be seeing Guardian come alive? Is it with some aggressive Ivy plays? I mean, what do we have to strap ourselves in for?
Just take your pick, whether it's Guardian being aggressive towards Ivy, towards CT mid, whether it's Nico being on top of trains and just wrecking people, whether it's Olofmeister and his solo play towards the B bomb site. They're just dangerous wherever you choose to go.
And so we're going to have to see this preparation that they've been talking about, Chad. This is where the Ninjas, we have to reiterate, do you consider them a preparation-heavy team, as in their success is tied to their preparation?
I think when you're the underdog, it has to be, right? Because you need to look to those tendencies, you need to find the weaknesses, and you be able to exploit them in a team like FaZe, which isn't easy to do at all.
Tell me possibly what they're
It has to be the confidence in the game plan, right? Everybody has to be on board. Everyone has to be on the same page. You need to run it with confidence and play with confidence, which they have done so far, even when they were losing on Inferno. So those are positive signs.
Okay, well, we're going to be getting ourselves ready for this one. It sounds like the teams are just moments away from kicking this one off. A player to watch then from either side, if we had to go and pick one, it would probably be, keep your eyes on that Rez. He's been outrageous so far in this grand final. New to the scene and already popping heads of some of the world's best. FaZe stand against them. NiP FaZe Clan, the map is Train, and we jump straight into the third.
Straight into the third of the best of 5, the first of now what is a best of 3. As it comes 1-1, we jump immediately towards what I would say is a map that's been improving for FaZe. There's a lot of criticism on them. Even though they were very good back in Katowice with the old lineup, they weren't as comfortable with this one.
They managed to take down Cloud9 on this particular map in this tournament. That's where Cloud9 looked their absolute best. They shut them down. I feel like FaZe have got the upper hand here. It's never been a really strong Ninjas map. They've always been okay on it. Never anything too special, but we'll see if they can step up here today. It's going to be Rain facing towards the upper platform. Olofmeister backing him up from lower, and Rez is feeling very brave. And maybe rightly so. Some of the shots he's been pulling off today have been tremendous. As he's going to a hard defo here, they managed to get control of the Brown Horns and push the CTs back. Haven't taken too much damage for it. We've got one smoke, two flashbangs, of course, in the back pocket of Exist. As Rain falls all the way back towards the upper platform there. It looks likely to be an inside execution, and Olofmeister gets himself to a spot of bother, but maybe not. 2 kills for him, looking for the third. How is he still alive? I have no idea. Rez finally shuts him down, but the damage has been done.
Rez does well to get inside of the site, but Guardian still found the kill toward the bomb, so even with Rez having position, Draken has to fight. Nico gets the shot returned on him and then snaps over to find Rez as well. Good round from FaZe. Now they lead Pistols 3-2, having gone down 0-2 in the first map.
Towards inside they went. Olofmeister got so much from that lower ramp play. He should have just got one and been taken down at that very point there, but Exist drops. And Olofmeister somehow gets out of the bomb site into safety and funnels the rest of the NiP team towards that B bomb site where Guardian starts to mow them down with the P2000. No bomb planted, surprisingly. NiP will just have Deagles and CZ, so they have fourth ball fully into the second round.
Absolutely have. Rez tries to find the angle toward Olaf, who's backed off. Very passive, in fact. They put pretty much everyone back toward the A site. Olaf will stay inside of B, but at a very safe distance. With the FAMAS, Force found the first kill. Another Deagle kill for Force, this time against Nico, who's had a fair few of his own as he nearly found Rain. And previously was pushed up on a pop dog to get information, and Forrest on the third try to get Rain manages to do so. 2 kills for him, another 2-kill Deagle round that's been surprising. Reload at a very inopportune moment as he tries to get towards Sandwich. Kerrigan is able to strike back, but dropping down, he couldn't reset his aim. Unfortunately, he gets in between Draken in doing so, and GetRight's able to wrap around. Good positional control from an NiP. As Guardian has a chance to pull it back on the C's head, but GetRight has the same weapon. And the better angle behind the train leaves Olaf to flank them down. And he catches off Rez. That bomb as well. Not only does he catch the bomb, he takes out Exist. He's got the advantage. A force buy in. They have the armor, but they're both low enough that Olaf can find them quite quickly with the FAMAS. But he himself is dangerous and vulnerable. Draken finds the shot.
Draken behind the hitch gets it done. It's Forrest, Matt. Time and time again with that Desert Eagle. How many highlight clips will we have from it? Another 2 kills in 1 round. Open things up. That Red Eagle just proves to be an absolute nemesis of the FaZe clan. First shot, just brilliant. How's he hitting that every single time? NiP pull it back. The force buy is successful, but they've got to negate their FaZe force buy again. They have been struggling with this. They seem to be very caged, but maybe not this time. It's Kerrigan who opened things up. Draken tried the challenge towards A main and got completely taken down. It's actually towards Ivy. That's where I got the first pick, and we'll see whether NiP can recover at this point.
Quick Ivy check, having lost Draken to see if there's any availability to get a kill back in return.
This has been a common trend, though, for FaZe. They wait for NiP to commit to a choke point, and they seem to find the frag with no return almost every single time.
We'll check it out toward B's. Guardian is the one that's up above to try and watch him. Meanwhile, Kerrigan shots toward A main with the scout. Deep smoke. Olaf well-timed nade. Damage onto Rez and Forrest. He's at 75 in the open, however. Rez catches him out after realizing he was there. Good headshot. I don't know if they saw Guardian just on the edge of the ramp. I thought they may have as he popped out, but I'm not quite certain. The way Forrest does cut Olaf Kerrigan. Good shot from Rain, therefore. And they've gone aggressive toward him, which gives Guardian a chance to transfer his position. He get picked up for Rain behind them with Rez and Forrest low, but I imagine he's going to try and hold on to this AK-47 at this point in time with the bomb already planted and no kit for Rain, and it's exactly what he wants to do. So a gun for him, but a round for NiP.
Couple of kills coming as Kerrigan to open things up, but it wasn't enough towards the B bomb site. The Ninjas went, and it's Forrest and Rez, that deadly duo, getting it done with a couple of frags as they make their way towards the plant. And will be Rain trying to survive here with the UMP in hand. Actually, the AK-47, I beg your pardon, towards the vending machines. And he'll be able to save him. Playing like Rain is always going to be deadly with that particular weapon. Just about avoids death there as the Ninjas take the lead now, 2-1. So one AK-47 and a full eco around him. What can Rain do here? Certainly capable of causing chaos with that weapon. I'd say maybe pushes the upper ramp, or Ivy, something along those lines. Looks like he'll be the latter.
Flashes down as Rain gets positioned toward help. Very passive positions all around from the CTs. They have that one AK-47 they want to play off of, and therefore get crossfires and trade potential set with the pistols as they walk down the Ivy position. Smokes are out as well. Kill. Very scary with the D.
Yeah, absolutely. You can hear it roaring towards Ivy. That might send them packing. And then Nico is there, but he still finds a shot, finds Draken. And it's a 5-on-4 once again as Nico makes the first incision.
Guardian, meanwhile, still has worked back toward B with Olaf because they know that having the kill on Ivy and the fact that they'd vacated the position, they're likely heading this direction and the right and assuming so. Molotov down to cut off further rotations, but they haven't spotted Olaf yet. Rez does respond. Good find. Again, still not detected. Good play from Exist. Last one in, checks it. Spray down. Rain gets get right back. He follows up as well, actually, on the AK to give them the lead. No bomb plant as well. Forrest is so far forward. He was waiting to play the post plant position. He now has to backtrack to get to the bomb. And Kerrigan is in his way of doing so. No armor for Kerrigan, but he has the high ground, and Forrest is not going to expect this position. Safe plant, that's the smart call. He's still going to be in the open. No shots. Kerrigan knows the UMP won't win from that range. He's going to try and get positional advantage with Forrest's lack of knowledge, and he's got it. He's tapped it. He's got the shots. Forrest had no idea he was there.
Lovely work from Kerrigan. Almost fluffed his lines at the very end there. The UMP not amazing at that range, but he makes it work. 2-2 in its FaZe gun, of course it is. That win on their Deagles and now one AK-47. Nico to open things up. And NiP will take the opportunities to catch their breath. They've got to start winning those rounds against the pistols. It seems to happen over and over again. Doesn't exist doing the work there, but Rain, one saved AK, it's enough. And we're going to run number 5. The decision to be made now by NiP. Do they actually force into this round? And it looks like they will. Rez makes the first purchase. AK-47, Forrest will join him. Be a couple of compromises here, but it's actually not looking too bad at all. 3 AKs now, armor. Draken Exist yet to buy, as the unpause is called. Hopefully Exist remembers his weapon this time.
Yeah, please don't forget to buy twice in one best of final series. That was confusing for me as it was, and you, and all of us, I'm sure.
I think so.
Even for himself, he was probably somewhat confused as to how he forgot.
A little bit bamboozled, perhaps.
So Molotov goes down to A main early as Guardian will sit inside of Z Connector, and Olaf again tasked with watching the inner bomb site. Smoke actually makes contact with Draken. So Deagle only for Exist. And he's going to start to look inside of the site with it. As Rez already gets toward the brown halls. Draken with him. Spots the hand of Olaf, knows the wall is bangable, but can't find the angle on it as Olaf backs all the way off, and they can't go any further forward with flames down, and a peek that would have arrived from Z Connector quite quickly from Guardian on the AWP. He'll now play Hitch B. No further action. So we slow things down. 54 seconds to work with.
We've only got 1 smoke and 2 flashbangs here for NiP. I would say the inside bomb site, it makes sense. You can smoke down the lower ramp, 2 flashbangs go in, and just hope you trade it out. We have got 2 players there for the FaZe side. It's going to be Olaf Meister and Guardian. The fact that they only have 1 smoke and those flashbangs means he'll become a very difficult position for them as they make their final commitment. It will be inside, and presumably Olaf Meister will be challenging. He'll see the smoke come through and try and get the first couple of frags. There's one, but that's all he'll get. But Guardian's still alive here, looking to cause chaos. He'll take another one down. A simple round at the end for FaZe. Guardian had such an easy run into this. Didn't have the utility to fully execute towards the inside site. Had a bit of a surprise play towards the upper bomb side there, but managing to be taken down. Olaf Meister with 2 frags and Guardian to finish things off.
Looking happy with himself, as he should. 3-2 for FaZe. They won the pistol, lost 2. They pulled back the momentum. And NiP full save, 1 Deagle for Get Right. He's going to go quickly with it toward that which Olaf has been playing them. Top of the ramp of Brown Halls, nade through. Lands on the wrong side of the partition. And as Setch, get right. Stays alive with 100 HP, didn't even get touched by it. Olaf's changed his angle as a result as well. He'll get some smokes thrown in to aid his position. This Guardian will transfer as well to the high ground. Top tanker, off angle, finds it with the AWP as well. Down goes Forrest, down goes Rez. I was gonna say down goes Get Right, I was waiting, but it's not gonna happen. They won't get the bomb plant though, because Olaf will slide up to get Draken.
Full eco, and a lot of teams will opt to go towards the inside bomb side there with just the pistols. You get the opportunity to plant a stab. You can trade out one kill, a chance to plant right at the back of the bomb side there. They attempted it and 1 second away, but Olaf Meister certainly said no. Just target practice at this point for Guardian, of course, with the AWP hitting absolutely everything. And he is going to be an absolute nuisance on this map. As we enter round number 7, 4 AKs and the AWP for Draken, but he's got no armor and no nades. He'll challenge towards A main at the very start, sent packing by the incendiary. Nothing will be opened up at the very start. We have got aggressive play towards the Ivy position. And it's Carrigan that smokes off towards the end, but will fall back. A chance for Gerard to look above that smoke, but didn't arrive in time.
Kerrigan, the one to face off with Get Right, who's in the lane. Hugging the wall, Draken to babysit him. He's got to swing wide. He has to take the 1 versus 1 with Kerrigan. He needs to win it with success and poise as well as speed. As Nico didn't know that Draken was up that close because he never had to come into it. That allows him to catch Nico off. And the site opens up. Rez gets Olaf, Guardian to back away, all the way towards CT. Draken posted and ready for this as well. Guardian's got a nifty little angle, but that's quite a fine shot for Draken to hit. Just the top of the head showing and convincing from NiP.
And much better there. Limited round for themselves, but a bit of aggression from the CT players at the very start didn't yield any sort of success. They fell back, and NiP committed to the split towards the outside bomb site. Nico a chance to shut it down, hit one fantastic shot, checked the Ivy. He saw the player but didn't react in time, taken down by the AWP. NiP put their 3rd on the board here. Certainly the underdogs in this best of 5 grand final. They're winning out on Cobblestone. Always knew there was going to be a chance they can bring their A game here today. They go to the double orb setup, and so far it's working out very nicely. Carrigan towards Ivy, finds Draken. Still going to be contesting the position as well, looking to find Get Right here. He might just get him. Nice shot. That makes it a 5-on-3 as quickly as that.
No stranger to the op, Kerrigan. Good timing as well as Get Right had an 8 out. Forced us to pull back some ground. Backs off temporarily as the smoke gets deployed. If he had been forward enough perhaps to see where it was thrown from, he may have had the information to take at least that duel, but it's up to Rez now instead. Fires inside of the site, running as fast as he dare. He can't find the angle on Nico, and even though Exist wants to fire back through the smoke, he as well can't find the intended target. It wouldn't have taken much. Nico's only on 39, but it's back to the A site instead. Forced. Molotov down. Kerrigan mistimes that one, and he's actually taken a good amount of damage from the Molotov onto 16. It'll force the op back. One of 2 ops in a retake situation. Thankfully, Kerrigan has realized that, thought of it, and gone to the M4.
I don't know why Kerrigan re-smokes that Molotov. Just wait for it to go down. Don't smoke yourself out of the retake situation. Either way, it's a 3-on-2, and Nico still alive with his AK-47. It's Exist and Forrest to defend.
And Kerrigan's going to try and get clever to go to Pop Dog. He's so low. Exist, even a bullet through the floor would put him out of commission at this point in time. Meanwhile, Nico and Guardian are clearing together. Nico's going to realize Forrest is in the corner. He only got 1. Exist won the battle against Kerrigan, however. The trade works on the peak. That was intended, but it's Nico that knows exactly where Exist is. Exist knows exactly what the time is. Nico has to back away, and NiP pick up their 4th round.
Nico just about survives with the AWP, but there it is. 2 in a row for the Ninjas. And they'll tie things up at 4-4. Nico can't win out the clutch. That money might be broken once again for the FaZe side. And NiP starting to come out on top in these clutch situations. Exist plays it perfectly. Slightly misthrows the Molotov there. If he threw it on top of the bomb, it's pretty much round guaranteed. I think he saw it was shallow and knew he had to challenge somewhat. Nico could have possibly experimented with the full defuse there, but whether the safer play, saving the orb, doesn't give it to Guardian just to know. He'll keep it himself. He's certainly capable of causing destruction with this weapon. As Draken knows it, he'll hold very tentatively towards the Ivy position, and Nico stares at A main.
It's behind the wooden boxes, Forrest. You say we'll wait and stare down to see anyone that wants to go his direction as he's being watched in turn. Kerrigan will take a server stance, getting slightly forward inside of the Ivy hallway. Close up as Exist will try and run him down, and they'll chase him. He gets around behind the train, survives for now, and Rez Takes a dink, but still has enough left in him. 44 HP to turn around and find Olof. Get right does the same, and another round looking like it will go the way of NiP.
That's much better from NiP. They keep doing the defaults against these pistols. It's just not working out for them. Commit to a bomb, as I said, all 5 players in, work the trades, and give yourself a fighting chance. They keep going so slow and giving too much respect to the Desert Eagles of FaZe, and it has been a massive problem. A little bit of dancing there at main entrance. Carrigan going toe-to-toe with Forrest. Forrest just blows his head off. And it will be NiP taking the lead on the T side of train, just to know. All the rounds still to go, but this is looking promising now. After being down and losing the pistol, they fall back in the second and third. Full bar on either side. We have got some compromises from FaZe, not a single defuse kit here. And a lack of utility for Guardian, Nico, and Carrigan.
Just a quick bounce flash down into the brown halls of Olof speaking. It wasn't, he still has position, spots one crossing. Rez was the second one by that he made contact with, as Nico will therefore immediately rotate. And Exist, look at Exist. He's getting so far in, I don't think they realize it because Olof was so busy watching below. Exist gets the shot, and thankfully he shot right away rather than tried to be sneaky because Guardian was just barely in time with the connector. Not quite fast enough to save his teammate, but there to get the trade. As Nico's doing the same in return, same position that Exist wanted to take as he slips up from the CT perspective, and he may catch them off as well. Rain is also on the flank. They're pinched in already toward the B site, NiP. And even if they go for the plant, Nico is patient enough. Draken goes down, bomb is lost. And again, they're forward to the site, anticipating the plant coming through without fully clearing the site itself. As Carrigan will find Rez, Get Right has to go against 1 versus 4. And it's Carrigan to find him as well. Spray control is pretty straightforward on the M4.
Changing up the pace. They try to challenge Olof Meister at the very start of the round towards the lower ramp. He spots them, smokes them off. They go very quickly towards the inside area of Exist, focusing on the upper ramp. He did sneak by, he gets that first kill, but Guardian holding his heels with the AWP, opens things up, and a good flank from Rain. Forrest certainly had the advantage in terms of the challenge towards that pop dog area, but couldn't hit the shot. And we are all tied up once again, 5-5. Money okay for NiP, but they'll take a pause. You'll see almost every single pause on each map be used here in this best of 5. They want the threat to give as much input as possible. They'll have 4 pauses to use per map. Exist just given the information as to what they have to do. We haven't seen many executions as of yet from NiP. It's been very default rounds and controlled basic execution towards the lower ramp inside, for example. We haven't seen the wall of smokes come out just yet.
This game's going to explode at some point, though. It's got it all set up. It's been slow, it's been tactical, it's been clearing of the sites methodically. They only won one-on-one situation, but you just get the feeling with NiP continuing to take ground inside of sites.
Just to know the double orb set up out once again with the TD side. This time Carrigan once more. Molotov towards A main just to buy some time. Similar story towards Pop Dog as well. Defeat any sort of rush NiP might have had up their sleeve. It's going to be Forrest though, makes his way towards Olof. Ironically, and we'll see whether he can actually open things up. Nico has no idea, but he still comes out on top. It's going to be Forrest to find that first pick. And Nico will get him from the grave with a little bit of help from Rain.
Good find from Rain. That's exactly what I'm talking about. NiP continues to find space inside of sites that just isn't being covered off. They need to learn to convert with it, though, because this time it's already come back to a 3-on-3 situation. Get right to the next in line and do the same. Walking in, straight contact behind the smokes at Ivy. No one was there anyway. It's Guardian that's the next to face him off, and with the smoke covering his position, Guardian's not going to have much options to do so, as they'll get limited in. Olof down. Get right knows. Guardian goes down.
Very good work from NiP. It seems like it's all coming together now. That's a pretty harsh reset, only $1,400 per player. It will be NiP making their way down towards that Olof position, getting right towards Ivy. It's Forrest to take down Nico, and then all hell breaks loose as Get Right makes his way out towards Ivy, gets the side flank kill. And now FaZe have no money to work with whatsoever. They'll actually take a tactical pause here just to discuss their situation. We'll have a look at it. They're averaging around 3K per player here. It's not really enough to buy, but they've had such success with the Deagles, the CZs, they might just fully commit to it. We'll find out momentarily. I would say definitely don't do that. You've got to fall by next round. We'll just take a few PT50s here and maybe 1 or 2 Deagles as we find round number 12 here. NiP actually in the lead. You guys joining us as the best of 5 grand final. NiP kicked things off in emphatic style on Cobblestone, actually looking like a much better side, but was soon humbled on Inferno. Well, pretty much tied up here on Train. Everyone seems to think 5 maps is very possible. I agree. We'll see if FaZe can hold them off once again with just the pistols.
Just again waiting patiently at A main. This time his patience might pay off as well. As Rain checks it, Forrest is ready. Down goes the first kill in the way of NiP. Get right as well out toward long, babysitting Drake, who has the AWP staring down the hall, and Get right will start to get inquisitive himself. Spots up Nico. Does, yes, indeed have the deagle, so be cautious. As you should do with a Molotov down and force him off the angle. It just gets Olaf. Nico runs back. There you go. There's the deagle. Great shot from Hitch. Forrest as well is still holed up at A main, hoping angles will favor him. Get right gets close. Not much Nico's going to do from that range with the deagle. Not able to react in time as Kerrigan tries to do the same. Draken actually hits that behind Get right. I think he may have actually gone through Get right.
I got a little bit dicey there with Nico getting the first deagle shot, but overall this is looking much better from NiP. Now they're starting to convert these anti-eco rounds in their favor, sticking closer to a tighter unit instead of being spread out in that wide formation in the default. They're trying to play too safe, I think, at that point, and so I feel that these closer and tighter groupings will work out tremendously for them. It's 7-5, and now we do have another buy. An interesting one though for FaZe. It's Rain on the Mag 7. Olaf Meister with a FAMAS. They have got one kit, but more importantly, Guardian on the AWP. And I'd be looking to actually win the half at this point. That would be great news for them here. Start their campaign on train. Draken with the first shot. Can't make it connect as he discovers Guardian towards the early position.
Ooh, dink.
Was that from the shotgun? I think it was.
Get right, yeah. I don't know where exactly it came from, but Get right's down immediately. Rain's the first to fall, however. I think that was from the shotgun coming back out from lower Pop Dog, but watch Nico's position. M4 trying to use the E-box to protect him, and they'll run in and be in the open by the time they do spot him. Not heading that direction, though. Not sold on that play, and NiP will start to work out Brown Halls instead. Puts pressure again toward Olaf. Nico is still close behind the smoke of the E-box. He could get toward Pop Dog for rotation, but straight contact. NiP's in. And it's Olaf, the only man to defend him. Already spotted as well on top tankers, trying to play both angles. Had to, and he manages to at least get a kill. Swings back, great read. Rez goes down as well. Nade's gonna go deep, but Nade's already planted, or bomb's already planted rather, excuse me, as Draken. A great shot to Nico, cuts off part of the rotation. And he's not sold on the shoulder peaks. Further damage done to Kerrigan, but that leaves him alive. He's lagged up onto 9. It means it's easy for Forrest to pick him up, but he's traded back, and it's on to Get right, who's got a Molotov ready.
They've got no smoke map. This could be massive if Get right times this well. He's going to deny them the bomb defuse. They're going for it now.
It's early though. I think it's a bit early because Guardian does have a kit, and that'll be extinguished by the time the kit is applicable. And they cut him off. Olaf with the shot, and Guardian gets on it immediately. They just barely had enough time. Olaf, a great kill to keep Get right out of the picture.
He swings off the ladder. He gets his third of the round. He opened things up in the B bomb side. The FAMAS holds strong. Olaf Meister keeps FaZe in the game. It was a difficult buy, a mixture of FAMAS's, CZs, and the rifles. And Olaf Meister does absolutely everything here. And as you can see, just great work there. Exist and Rez had no idea what was going on. Damage with the nade, and then flying up the ladder to find the final frag. Get right at the Molotov. Certainly could have been dangerous, but maybe a couple more seconds would have done it.
So the ops up again, doubly so. Still one for Draken to work with. 7-6, another close scoreline. As well this time at the bottom of the ramp. Brown Halls won't get aggressive. They've yet to go to the top corner. Just barely see the gap, but Rez! Man, oh man, this guy's been impressive. An amazing shot as he cuts it open the sight. It's Nico that's up close. He'll forget about top for now because he's protected by the train to his left. Smoke off, he's hoping he can wrap around and find Rez, who's had his attention turned. You cannot fool Rez, it seems, as Kerrigan does at least get right back.
Well, the bomb won't be planted. That's still all the way in T-spawn, but the initial damage has been done. It's Rez to find both the kills, and he's got full control of the B bomb side. They've even got a player all the way in CT spawn. And will be him himself as the bomb will go down, and Exist will be watching the connector.
And this time, thankfully, no one deep in the site or flanking them out. Every time they've gone aggressive to hold off the B site, they seem to lose the plant. It's been one of their bigger issues in the half. You're right, though. Rez cut them off. Exist is able to peek out of the back of it. They trade kills and help each other in doing so. As Guardian has to back off with the AWP, and NiP will at least secure a victory on the T side. 8 rounds to 6.
Not too bad, Rez. Not too bad at all. Makes his way towards the inside bomb site and finds both frags all the way down to the spawn area. He managed to double team them with Exist as well. There's nothing they could do. as they retreated, tried to do something with the B-bomb side there. It's Guardian trying to hold on to the AWP. They're not going to let him. They're going to try and hunt him down. He's got a perfect position to find the first kill. Presumably hits this shot, but maybe not. Now they've got information, but now he's coming to life. It's very important that actually Guardian holds on to this AWP. And the Ninjas are fully aware of the situation. Rez won't be fully committing as Guardian makes his way back towards the T-steps. Looks like he'll be absolutely fine for round number 15 here. His teammates, not so much. They'll have to force fire around the AWP. There'll be a mixture of shotguns, CZ, maybe UMPs. Nothing much more than that. NiP looking for 9-6.5. On the T side of train, that's a very important factor. They move on to the more favored side after half-time. But that's if they do manage to pick up the 9th.
As again, is going to go fast towards Brown Halls. Guardian this time with Olaf. Because again, only one gun, and Olaf's going to play a very neat and clever angle. May not matter, or does it? He swings out. He also gets the kill. I thought they were going to bait him in. Guardian hit his shot. Finally, Forrest gets a response, but a clever tactic, clever response. 2 AKs, therefore, to work with. As Kerrigan has his, and Olaf has picked one up. Positions to be in, and Nico's got a deagle. That's good enough as an AK, is not?
Oh, it's so good watching him with that weapon. It's just unbelievable the shots he hits time and time again. And it's going to be FaZe winning the last round here. Once again, it's the Deagles that come back to haunt them. Nice aggressive stance to the start to find Guardian the first pick. Olaf Meister pounce on the opportunity to push the lower round with a CZ. Get Right might be able to do something about this, but it's all shut down. 8-7. We're pretty much tied up here. That should have been around for NiP. They really have struggled against these pistols in this best of 5 so far, and that round is no different. Can they come back from losing the last round? We'll have to find out after the break. Do not go anywhere.
We split our first 2 maps. 1-1, we split our first half of the third map, 8-7. It's extremely close as FaZe trail by just 1 after winning the pistol. They've won the last 3 pistols, and NiP need a response, Henry.
They absolutely do. NiP move over to the more favored side at this point. I definitely didn't expect them to have the lead after their T-sided efforts, but actually looking much better. Just as I said, they're looking impressive against the pistols. They, of course, lose to them in the final round. It's a nice message to send out there from FaZe going into the second half. We'll have a look at the buys here. Kerrigan with 1 smoke, joined by Guardian with a similar buy. They've been deployed with actually just decoys going out at the very start. They're aiming to bait out some sort of reaction from the CT forces. Olaf Meister challenging towards Ivy, but not for long. Exist takes him down. That's a nice shot. The silenced USP. They've got the 5-on-4. Still with the smoke grenades, though. FaZe aren't out of this just yet.
So smoke down for Kerrigan early. And the man down as well. He's the one with the bomb, so he can't exactly act quickly on top of that to try and get a plant, but they have position at Pop Dog, and that will conceal part of the vision toward that position when they want to enter. More importantly, it's given Rain access towards Sandwich. A well-timed flash as well, and he'll bust out from the smoke, take position away from Draken. He can't get the angle though as Draken, with his vision restored, walks back in. NiP has joined Rain in the front lines. That will allow the bomb plant as he defends as well, firing down Draken over the top. They did pull some kills back on the NiP side. Get Right's the one with the kit, and he's close enough to the bomb train. He's gone down, but it's not a problem so long as they can get the kills and get the kit picked up. Rez has already gone for the kit. He's already found the kill on NiP as well. He's not picked up the kit. I take that back. It was just to his right. But importantly, an impressive headshot against NiP as Kerrigan behind the E-box has to hold this off as long as he dare. Rez slips up closer and closer. They need to get over top, and that's exactly what Forrest does.
Kerrigan doing everything he could in that situation. It won't be enough that the defuse comes in. They've got the kip. If he gets one kill or brings it to the 1v1, they've got a chance, but Forrest is looking pleased with that one. It was NiP doing all the work with the Glock. They lost the first pick towards the Ivy position. Now it's Olofmeister going down. It's recovered as they fully commit from the main entrance and Pop Dog. NiP hits absolutely everything, but it's not enough. Rez goes one step further and starts coming to life with that P2000. It's 9-7 as FaZe we'll have to wait a little bit longer to get into this game. They'll force buy in the third round this time. No force in the second. Just one deagle, a PD50 and some flashbangs. So objective here, Matt, get that bomb down. That's all they're going for. If they can give themselves a nice strong start in round number 3, that'd be fantastic. Flashbangs deployed, but nothing really coming of it. Bomb still towards T-spawn.
Draken with the MP9 aggressively catches off NiP. He might have anticipated a flash. He wasn't exactly looking in the right direction. Let's see perspective, but Draken meanwhile goes back out. Deagle in hand to try and take the long shots. No need to. Still wants to take the fight though. Brave young man that he is. Meanwhile, Rain's entered in from Pop Dog. No one's really watching it, but they've got Exist in the back lines with the FaMoS. That gives them range. The fact that they've gotten so far in, though, is encouraging, and they'll start to flood in from a main as well. Finally, though, they get the lineups of Force. 3 quick kills. Finally, it'll be Exist as well to get over top with the FaMoS.
10-7. NiP managed to hold off the full eco there, but this is where things start to get a little bit more interesting. FaZe with the force buy in the third round. The bomb on the pistol grants them enough money for AK-47s. Armor, a little bit of utility, usually one smoke and a flashbang per player. As far as getting it done in the previous round, as you can see, looking quite crispy there. One of the few players still using the M4A1S. As we get into round number 18. One slight caveat, we've got Kerrigan focusing on the utility part of the game with the UMP instead, and aggressive stuff from Draken. That was a weird decision, Map. To go that deep when he's only got the MP9, what was he hoping to happen facing towards T-Sport?
I don't exactly know, especially where you knew that they were going to be buying up into this.
Yeah.
They knew that it was going to be aggressive. He overstayed his welcome last time, too.
He's been criticized to have poor in-game decision-making skills. He's got great mechanical skill, but those sort of plays, it's just, there's no sense to it. Sure, if you even spot a player around that corner, you've got the MP9, you've got a 10% chance of killing him if he's a little bit closer.
Watch Rez, though. Rez has a good angle. No EWP, but he does still have the Brown Hall corner. Spots up Kerrigan. He wants to get more aggressive. There's a lot of players in that position, so he only gets 1 for 1. If he backed off after the first kill, it might have been a better decision for he as well, because Forrest rotating around was only able to go 1 for 1 with Olaf, and that means the trades are absolutely stacking up in FaZe Clan's favor. Good shot, Olaf. And you're right, there was some indecision that I think both Rez and Draken could have benefited from in backing off after mostly Draken getting over-aggressive at Ivy, but even the first kill for Rez.
Yeah, it wasn't enough. I guess at that point he realized he had to go big. His teammates were on the lesser weaponry. It was a bit of a bonus situation for them. And Draken, though, that was a horrible decision to push towards that Ivy area. If you're going to have the MP9, play behind the server, get close range, make them commit. That's the benefit of having that sort of weapon. But either way, it will be 10-8. FaZe pull one back. And we'll have a full buy on either side. The AWP will come out for Draken for the first time in the second half. It's Guardian Olofmeister to challenge him, and the run boost will come through. Sometimes you can hit these shots, but it looks like he'll already miss out on even getting the vision that they've crossed over. Guardian will give it away with the flashbang. And now they'll make their way back towards the B side. They showed presence towards Ivy, and they might just be focusing on going back towards that B side. They haven't got anyone in the brown halls for now. Kerrigan just above the Pop Dog. And get right, hunting for information as he sits beneath.
Forrest is with him, though. So they've actually doubled up that position, which is peculiar on its own. We know the Molotov's very powerful at clearing it. I've really seen the Molotov applied to 2 players. It won't be this time either, but in theory, let's get right. Looks up and spots Kerrigan. Reigns inside of the smoke. Forrest is backing off, still finds the kill. Has a very peculiar position as they stacked it up. Get Right needs to make up for the loss as Guardian found 2. Get Right does exactly the same, and it's only Kerrigan that remains. He got down the ladder. Get Right knew he was there from before. With the bomb down inside of the site, Get Right's going to position himself with an angle. But the smoke denies the vision. Doesn't matter. Get Right still has the shot, and NiP have the round.
An absolute brawler around that map. It's FaZe that can't really hold on to their lead whatsoever. It's Forrest flying up to the camera as usual. They managed to show a little bit of presence towards the Ivy area, fell back for the execution and the pop dog, and you can see Guardian, great work with the AK-47. It's just not enough. This was such a battle outside. All the NiP players hitting their shots, and FaZe doing the exact same, but Get Right pretty much shut it down with a double UMP kill coming out of the smoke that didn't expect him to be there. And it looks like we'll have a force buy from FaZe. A bold move, as they will go all in with 2 AK-47s, a CZ. There must be something on the floor because Kerrigan's only got a Glock armor right now.
I would assume that's the case as we get to see exactly what FaZe have it. And we know these rounds, look, let's be honest. 2 AKs and Nico on a deagle, how many times have we seen
enough.
That work?
It's definitely enough, don't get me wrong. It's just at this point in the game, when you're 11-8 down, NiP homing in on winning the map, these sort of commitments can make or break a team, but you're absolutely right. FaZe capable and confident in their ability to win these ones out.
And I almost would say that if they break NiP here, 11-8, and get the momentum back, it's only 3 rounds between them as it is. They could win the game on that alone.
Yeah,
it could be enough. As Forrest with the Mag 7 naturally will sit toward the bottom of Pop Dog. Olaf, meanwhile, gets toward the brown halls. Red's playing top tanker. We're seeing that angle come back into fashion again. Never really went fully out of it, but we're seeing people try and change it up a bit because it was somewhat predictable. Now it's common once more as Rez waits. Olaf will enter. If he swings out and gets a lineup, it would be pretty spectacular, but Olaf's capable of spectacular things. Good spray down. Rez finds 2. Nico on a deagle, does get a response, but it's a very important 2 kills for Rez. Kerrigan, good find on the off-site. Bomb is indecisive as to where to go as a result, but it doesn't matter at this point because Nico's left, although he's picked up an AK in a 1 versus 3. Flashes off Get Right as he tries to enter and get a position to plant the bomb at the very least. If they force spot in, they're going to need money, and Get Right's going to deny that. 12 rounds now for NiP.
Oh, you always think when Nico's alive, some amazing things can happen. He misses out on the first bullet, and Get Right will be counting his lucky stars. The fact he got the easy spray down, denied the plan. It's 12-8, and like we said, that was the gamble from FaZe in that round. Went all in terms of the economy. They've only got second stage loss bonus here, meaning 2K per player right now. This should be a guaranteed 13-8 scoreline for NiP. I say that because we've got no armor, no upgraded pistols, and they might just be rushing B trying to get a plan out of this one. As I mentioned before, try and get a trade, which is quite likely. All it takes is 1 missed shot from the likes of Rez, but he hasn't been missing much, and he can potentially get that bomb down. He hears them coming, drops a good nade, and this is good. He's making sure he's disciplined here.
Stays alive. That's the main thing, is Rez, his nade assists Get Right. Forrest's nade will do his work on his own as he follows up on the first one, and Rez finds a kill of his own and all of that. And it's a pretty straightforward round for NiP. 13 now for them.
Well, both teams will be happy at that, believe it or not. NiP are happy because they kept all 5 players alive, their money strong, but FaZe, they got the bomb down there, and they managed to boost their chances after taking full eco in round number 21. 13-8 now, they should have enough for an AWP. And as the analyst mentioned, we haven't really seen the Guardian AWP too much here. It's been them force buying constantly. They stifle him. You've got one of the world's absolute best snipers, and their force buy decisions mean, sure, you always have the capability to win those rounds, but you can't get yourself established because your AWP very rarely has the weapon.
And make no mistake, Guardian is menacing on train as well. This time holds for the angle to see if anyone's going to push down Pop Dog, but look at Rez go again. He's got another headshot.
Yeah, so brave. He's pulling them towards the lower ramp, and he'll get the first pick. It is traded back quite calmly as Forrest looks for information with his Mag 7, and he will be taken down, presumably misses the first shot. Nico will take the man advantage 4-on-3. Get Right will solo hold towards inside. He knows he has to challenge a little bit more here. Can't let them fully execute. This kill was big. Misses the first, has to go back towards safety now. Drops an HE, but Olaf Might almost certainly takes him down here. Well played.
Yeah, caught too far out, I'm afraid. Kerrigan through the first smoke at the very least. Flash, and imagine he goes through the second as well, and they'll do exactly that, even flashing behind them, so anyone staring them down will be blinded up. Guardian will plant, and the round gone. NiP going to try and save it. As Exist and Draken will back down Ivy. Crucial moments as Rez gets caught out after 1, and Get Right can't compensate As you say, solo holding. Importantly, this brings FaZe up to 9 and keeps the AWP in the hands of Guardian. Draken will have the same weapon, though. Guardian that time played very passively, hoping that NiP was going to get aggressive toward Ivy. They didn't do so. Wouldn't be surprised at all if we see Guardian head toward A main and look for some opening inside of the site rather than just the Ivy position with the op.
Well, it's Rez that push towards that lower ramp. He surely did a good job with the opening kill, but traded out, left GetRight in an awkward position. He couldn't get the trade and send down the lower ramp. Olofmeister punished him to go towards inside, and the round pretty straightforward at that stage. It's going to be 13-9. Money was weak for NiP, but they do manage to save a couple of weapons there, meaning they can still force into this round. Double AWP will come through. It's going to be Draken and Rez. The young blood of NiP to step up. Two of the most powerful weapons on this map.
Just post once more. Deep flash out suggests there might be pressure, but no one's pushing through. Instead, though, watch for Rain as he gets toward the pop dog position. Force is the only one nearby. He's not directly in the line of fire. He's got smokes off on his left side, but he'll also try and cover the wall to watch A main. Good shot, Guardian. They finally did get aggressive. Draken's the one they find as well as Exist. Smoke down does fire back through. Somehow kills Olaf in that. Pulls us back to Force side. Rain, good entrance, finds Rain, Force sneaking up the wall. It'll give him access toward the site. He can't quite see through Sandwich, but it's GetRight and Exist that are limited by his position. Molotov goes down, and a flash that went the other direction means GetRight got the angle, but with the AWP, and in fact 2 of them, for Rez and GetRight, they've got a large task ahead of them. 1 found already. The bomb wants to commit to the A side as well. GetRight's the only one directly there with 28 HP. Rez needs to get in position soon to support it, and he's going to stay on the AWP in doing so because the rifles are all down toward Ivy.
It's both AWPs of the NiP side to hold off this approach toward the outside bomb site. Bomb not planted, of course, but GetRight, not known to be an AWPer. He'll be unscoped for now. Nico looking to take him down. Perfect flashbang, just executed there. GetRight could do nothing about that. Great teamwork, I have to say. And now it's a 3 versus 1. Rez up against it. He's been fantastic so far, but he's so far removed from this situation.
I don't think he even goes.
No, he's all the way back in CT spawn. I think he has to hold on to the AWP. Money certainly starting to become a problem in this stage. We have got 6,500 on Draken. The rest of his teammates pretty much on 0. So saving the AWP, they could have a little partial buy into the next round perhaps. They could even go all in with a double AWP setup if they really wanted to, but there it is. It will be FaZe pulling 1 more back. Great teamwork at that flashbang. Nico calls for it. Eradicated the risk and punished GetRight. Looks like we will hold on to this AWP with no one coming towards Rez in this particular round, and we'll find double digits for FaZe.
Making the difference between the 2 teams, only 3 rounds. Guardian again toward Ivy as well, found Draken immediately. I was surprised Exist was able to get Olaf back through the smoke, but as soon as he went down as well, and GetRight, like I say, picking up the op, left the rifles out of contention for the retake. Not really much they could do, so naturally we will get a pause on the NiP side. I think this is their 3rd, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you might be absolutely right. So, Draken with money to drop weaponry, but it would be such a mishmash in terms of the weaponry. They are going to go all in. You can hear the weapons being juggled around now. Double AWP setup will come through. Another rifle available, as this will take that. So they will have 5 rifles here, but what's the overall situation? Any compromises to be made? We'll have a look. They'll take their time and work out what the best option will be for them here. If FaZe can win this, they'll be looking likely to tie things up. Let's see, double AWP setup, 1 defuse kit. A slight lack of utility, not a huge deal. It's going to be Draken and no nades. Forest, similar story, but overall it's okay. We'll get it to round number 24 here. In terms of the initial approach from FaZe, they'll be looking to go for a set piece off the very get-go. We can see 3 players in T-spawn lining up smokes. That's Nico, Olaf, and Guardian. They might commit straight away. It's Guardian just waiting for any sort of aggression here. And wait for that at the very start, hold it off. It's holding the choke points and then deploy their smokes. As Rain and Carrigan wait towards Pop Dog. It's looking very good for an outside execution here. And Molotov goes on top of the Pop Dog room. Pushes anyone back just like that. Exist can't hold it.
Exactly that. He has to sit behind the E-box, which now he becomes subtly and cautious of a coy approach at A main. Smoke goes down toward Pop Dog. Forrest is still at sandwich position, but he doesn't want to overpeak it. He can see the foot coming through Rain. As he walks in, Exist couldn't get the shot despite having that information. Forrest needs to go back and get aggressive now, but he's got so much utility. In front of him, climbs the ladder. Olaf there instead as Get Right tries to do what he can from on top of the train, but the bomb is backing away. It doesn't need to commit because the smokes are gone, they've dissipated, and they don't have the kills required to open up the site confidently. It is another double up setup as well from NiP to try and hold off in a 3 versus 3.
Good map control at the very start, pushes CTs back, and the set piece came through. Equal trades means they can't get that bomb down, and Rez has rotated back towards inner. They've waited and allowed some self-doubt to creep in, as NiP aren't sure it's going to be an outside play.
And exactly at the time that Get Right and Draken started to go more passive as well, Rain will take away the inside of the site with the AK-47.
10 seconds.
That sandwich is clear. You're right, it is only 10 seconds by the time they get to the plane. Especially, that's done. Bomb is down. Get Right finds both. And patience pays off for NiP, round 14.
Not giving anything away at this point, homing in on their second map. It'll be 2-1 if NiP can close this one out. It was the set piece off the bat for FaZe. It looked quite good. The smokes were on point. They got the first pick, pushed the CTs back, but had to wait. Didn't have enough room to get that bomb down. The 3-on-3 situation came down to 10 seconds of the clock before they committed. Get Right struck, knowing if he just gets one kill there, he likely denies the bomb going down. He actually picks up 2, completely sets up his team, and everyone gets dropped on the FaZe side. 14-10. We're all in on the FaZe side once again. The money's okay. Another pause. We're getting there now. This is going to be coming through every single map. All the pauses used. Allow the coaches, Robban and Threat, to give their input on either side.
Ben and Threat, 2 legends in their own right.
Absolutely.
Double up stays up for NiP, and we get back underway. Money on the FaZe side, non-existent aside from what they've purchased. There's none left over, but the same can be said for NiP. So if FaZe want to force this out, great chance to do so. If NiP want to end it, great chance to do so. Draken goes aggressive. Had the shot you would have expected toward Kerrigan, and he's got to back off, smoke down. It's bounced the wrong direction. It doesn't cover off Olaf, and he finds an incredible headshot quickly that will open up the back tracks. It's going to cause problems because Get Right has to get in position to watch it. He's going to go aggressively as well, but it's 1 for 1. Even though the bomb goes down temporarily, they'll immediately re-grab it. Exist got one in the meantime, but it's Rez that brings this back to a winnable situation for NiP, and Olaf changes his direction of approach. I thought maybe they'd go to CT. That was anticipated. Forrest took up position, and he's gone back the other way instead.
2-on-2. Very fast approach from FaZe. They do get towards the back trats. They get the trade, and at least for now, NiP can hold them at bay. Rez with the AWP, Forrest with an AK-47. They've lost track of them completely. Rez has to go back towards inner. They can't afford to have that position open. Forrest holds Ivy. This is looking very good. As you can see, the bomb will be coming towards that position. A full back for now. In terms of grenades, we've got 1 flashbang and a Molotov. Enough time to work with and just feel out if they can get 1 bit of information as to where the CTs lie. That'll be enough to work with.
Nico gonna play it together. It's good they didn't isolate themselves with Forrest's position. Now they've got trade potential. And so far away is Rez. Forrest can go undetected and just stay alive. Chance in this, but forget the lack of detection. He's gonna go aggressive! Oh my god! I'll have what he's having. What an incredible one-tap toward the intended target as Olaf goes back and finds it. It's down to a 1 versus 1. Rez gets in position, but it's on the up. On the up will do. He finds it through the edge of the train, and Olaf down. It's going to be match point, NiP.
What an absolutely unbelievable shot from Forrest. 2-on-2 situation, and he makes Nico look average. Unbelievable. It's Rez to rotate through, gets the information from his teammate, nails the AWP shot through the bomb train, and he finds map point for NiP. Money in the bin once again. FaZe will have to take another pause here, but these are the rounds that have been eluding NiP. But they have got 5 map points in the back here. Surely train will be theirs. Forrest is enjoying himself. We got to see that again. Look at the state of this.
That's what you need. Clean and easy, gets away. Olaf commits to the bomb plant. It does give them a little bit of money on the FaZe side, but again, they don't have much to work with at all. So as we head to map point to give NiP a 2-1 lead in the series. If they can pull it off, it'll be FaZe down to a Nico Deagle, naturally, and an AK-47 for Olaf. The other 3 on CZ-75s, all of them will have armor. Molotovs for 3 and smokes on 4. So there's some potential, no question.
There's always potential when FaZe have at least upgraded pistols in their hands. Deagles, CZs, 1 AK. Is it enough? We'll find out. Carrigan using the nade at the very start to blow out the windows. That suggests a very fast set piece coming through here. Smokes will be deployed, and it's up to Draken to defend the Ivy position. He'll be flashed off for now, but it's not the best of flashes. He'll nail the shot. They're homing it as a 5-on-4, looking for their second map victory here. Draken to make the first incision.
He's still got problems. Great find to take down the AK, but he's being overwhelmed because they've gotten into towards Sandwich, which means not only did they get the kill back onto him, they pick up the AK for Rain to work with still. Nico's gone. Deagle is out of the hands. It's Guardian on top of the bomb train, but not with the bomb. Good find. Traded back by Get Right. It's just Rain with 36 HP left. And he's backpedaling, panicking and not sure what to do. And a 1 versus 2, and they're pushing out Ivy. They know naturally that he's got to give up the site, and if he goes back, he'll be greeted. Of course, Get Right as well. It's going to be trying to take map control away late and lurk in behind. Rain is still going inside of the site. Even if he doesn't go back toward Get Right, even if the flank doesn't work in that fashion, he'll still be quick on his case as soon as he gets toward the A position to plant.
35 seconds now. Rain has nothing to work with here. He has got the bomb. No nades, and Get Right's coming through. It's a perfect flank. That should be it. One bullet. Doesn't want to take it.
He doesn't want to risk it. If he misses it and Rain pulls it back, it's a huge problem for Rez on an AWP. Instead, he'll let him get to the train and plant, or try to, and Get Right makes no mistake. That's why experience pays off. 2-1 NiP in the grand final.
I didn't think they had much of a chance here on train, but NiP, they've proven me wrong. That was excellent. A great showing there. It's FaZe that can't really get going, and I have to say their financial situation, their force buys are letting them down at times. Guardian limited most of the game. We did have some very strong rounds on the likes of Rain and Olofmeister, but it wasn't enough. The team effort of NiP, it's back. That unit is firing on all cylinders. Forest and Rez, one of the deadliest duos in this tournament so far, continue to do serious work here in the IEM Grand Finals.
So train goes the way of NiP. There's 5 maps in this series. That leaves us with Overpass and Cash if needed. It's NiP that could close it sooner than that. We're going to take a short break and join the desk.